D11 Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
Lehighton Area High School is the site tonight for Colonial League Schuylkill League football action. It's our D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. The Eagles from Blue Mountain with a record of 5-1, taking on the Indians from Lehighton. They check in with a record of 2-4. Hi and welcome everyone. Al DeCarlo alongside Matt Evangelist. So glad you could join us here on this Friday night of high school football, the first weekend of October. There's going to be a lot of big games, obviously, and the end of the regular season ends in October, so a lot to happen over the next few weeks. But, Matt, we talk about a matchup tonight. It's always great to be here in Lehighton.
It is. It's a great venue to have the football game. We've seen Lehighton and Blue Mountain several years now, and they're very common opponents. They know each other very well, and you look to see, can Lehighton get off that hit of not being able to overcome Blue Mountain in the last few years. They have a good group of players this year that could probably do that.
Let's talk about Blue Mountain. Again, 5-1. Tom Gallagher already in his fourth year. They're coming off a big win over Palisades, 63-13. Brady Strauss, their junior quarterback.
And Brady Strauss has been doing it with his arm. He's been the leader for this offense, and you talk about efficiency, over 60% completion percentage, over 1,000 yards passing, 12 touchdowns to 4 interceptions. Just very efficient, and like Coach Gallagher said, he does what the coaches ask him to do. He doesn't try to do too much, but he makes sure when the opportunity is there, he takes advantage of those plays.
Well, on the other side, Jace Lawrence is your junior quarterback under head coach Tom McCarroll, who's in his 13th year. They lost to Pottsville by a score of 21-3. He can pass. He can also run. And he's been dinged up just a little bit.
Yeah, dinged up a little bit, missed a couple games here and there, dealing with an ankle injury. But at this point, with that 21-3 game last week, Coach McCarroll felt they were right in it. They were controlling the line of scrimmage throughout the first half. They wanted to get some things going, and it was 3 to 4 plays he felt that really turned the team around, turned the game around, and they came out on the losing end. Jace Lawrence has to be efficient tonight. He has to continue to make smart choices. Last week, 3 interceptions. He needs to just trust his teammates, put the ball where his teammates can make plays, and then just efficiently move the ball down the field.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll get ready for the starting lineups and the opening kickoff. It's our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. It's Blue Mountain, Lehighton. Yours next.
We are so proud that we won our Top Workplaces Award 2 years in a row.
We are, without question, the #1 health system in this valley. Every award we get demonstrates that every day, over and over and over again. And who gets the credit for that? Our employees.
They continually show up committed and dedicated to our patients, our families, our communities, and each other.
It's St. Luke's Children's Hospital, ready to help all kids. They're keeping kids healthy, fixing us up, making us feel better, helping kids be the best they can be, because it's about us, the kids. It's St. Luke's Children's Hospital.
St. Luke's Children's Hospital is helping kids with everything, from routine checkups to specialized care.
It's here. It's great. Yeah!
We are back here at Lehighton Area High School, Colonial League Schuylkill League football action. It's our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Please visit
Anna Hallen is down on the field. She's talked to both coaches. Anna Hallen is a senior here at Lehighton, and she has her first thoughts.
Hi, I'm Anna Holland here with D11 Sports, and I'm at Lehighton for a Colonial League Schuylkill League matchup between Lehighton and Blue Mountain. I spoke with Lehighton's head coach Tom McCarroll, and he says that their team has had a good week of practice as they've been recovering from a few bumps in the road they've experienced earlier this season. Their team's biggest issue this season has been mind over matter and developing that football player mentality. This season, they have a higher caliber team, which they're excited about, and tonight they hope to compete competitively with speed and with agility. their biggest struggle is going to be Blue Mountain's defense and athleticism. Head coach of Blue Mountain, Tom Gallagher, said that his team is very driven and focused, and each day they come to practice hoping to improve. Tonight they plan to play with intensity as they take on the Indians, and they have a positive outlook on the rest of their season. Back to you guys.
All right, Anna, thanks a lot. And Anna doing a great job with us at D11 Sports. We thank St. Luke's Sports Medicine. They did a great article on Anna and Joey Draper, who's at Penn State. And we pushed that out today on social media, and it was just nice to see, what's going on with our program as it continues to move forward and giving a lot of our student athletes the recognition that they deserve. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Tonight's game brought to you by Digital Scoreboards, your leader in video scoreboard displays. Keep your eye on the game and the score with digital scoreboards where every moment matters. Let's light up Friday Night Football. Support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. If you're a student from any District 11 school interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11Sports.com. Follow your dream, get close to the action, and take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to myself or Dave at D11Sports.com. We'll get ready for the national anthem, and we'll also get ready for our keys to the game shortly and get ready for this matchup, which is a couple minutes away from starting. And again, Matt, as we get ready for this game, one thing we need to notice is, and I'll get your thoughts after the national anthem, is there's some good games tonight that are really crucial in their respective brackets in the classifications. Right now, we pause and honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Please rise in the all hats and join us in a respectful rendering of our national anthem.
Flyover as well, is really meant for a flyover, but we'll say that, a flyover here.
Absolutely, we'll take it.
I want to thank our friends at Howland Family Dental as well, and now we will get ready for our New York Life Keys to the Game. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today.
For talking about keys of the game, talking with Coach Gallagher and Blue Mountain, the turnover battle. They want to continue to be plus on the turnovers. They've been doing it all year long. The games they've been successful, they've been able to account for that. The games where they haven't been successful, they've kind of lost that turnover battle. So that's key for them in this game. Also, keeping a balanced offensive attack. We already heard from Anna about how Coach Gallagher and Coach McCarroll both respect their defense. but it's going to be, can Blue Mountain's offense be a balanced attack? Can they attack through the air, attack on the ground? On the flip side of that for Coach McCarroll and Lehighton, they need to minimize and eliminate turnovers. As I said previously, 3 turnovers last week, 3 interceptions, and getting back on track offensively, getting themselves in positions where they can continue drives and not shoot themselves in the foot. As we said also, they were physical up front on the offensive line. Can they continue to be physical and create some explosive plays for their own offense tonight?
Well, teams meeting at the middle, getting ready for this matchup. And I mentioned some big games tonight, Matt. And the biggest one probably that concerns a lot of these teams, whatever, is Tamaqua and Southern Lehigh. Everyone's, saying, well, Tamaqua is undefeated. Southern Lehigh's got 1 loss. What can happen?
And I think if you're Blue Mountain, you're really looking at that score because talking to Coach Gallagher, I asked him about the postseason. He said, we're in a great position. We control our own destiny at being at the number 2 right now. They really can focus on controlling what they can, and that's winning their games throughout the rest of the season. If they can do that, they put themselves in a position where they can get into the playoffs at a good spot. And if Southern Lehigh does trip up tonight, that bumps them into the number 1 seed, and now they're really in the driver's seat in that 4A classification.
And that 4A classification, very interesting with the teams that right now, the top 8 are in at this point. Southern Lehigh leading the way, followed by Blue Mountain, Bethlehem Catholic, Central Catholic. Bethlehem Catholic played last night, had a loss to Freedom. Pottsville, East Stroudsburg North, which is surprising a lot of teams, 3 wins. That's been a long time since that has happened. Lehighton and Jim Thorpe are the top 8. 2 teams still looking for their first win in that classification. In that 4A bracket is Bangor and Wilson area.
And you look at right now, tonight, if the season ended before this game took place, Blue Mountain at number 2, Lehighton at 7, they would play each other in the first round of the playoffs.
So we are ready to get this one underway. So glad you could join us here. High school football season. Josh Hoover has it on the tee. And this one will be fielded right around the 14-yard line. And now bring it up across the 25 or so. And on the return was Jacob Ferguson, one of the seniors. And we will bring in our starting lineup.
Tonight for Lehighton, we talked about Jace Lawrence. The athletes that he has around him, I think the key for them tonight is getting Lucas Crozier running the ball. He's been successful this year. He's that throwback to that tough, undersized running back. He has over 400 yards rushing this year, averaging at 5 yards. If he can continue to average 5 yards tonight, they can sustain drives and make it a long night for Blue Mountain.
Now Crozier wears number 33, if you're wondering. He's in the backfield, but they're going to throw right off the bat. That ball is tipped and intercepted. First play of the game, the ball is dead, however, by Cole Swick. Coach talked about Cole Swick in the beginning of the game. We've done so many of these games in the last 4 years that it seems like every game starts like this.
It does. Somebody starts with an interception, and that's not on Jace Lawrence's shoulders. The ball was thrown a little high, but his receiver needs to come down with that catch. But what's nice, I think, is you get that jitter out of the way, the first pass out of the way. Now you can come back, and Lehighton will come back in their next series and just get back to their offense, get back to the ground game, get back to throwing the ball, and continue in those areas.
So the short field here for Lehighton at the 43. We'll take a look at the starting lineup after this play, and they will try to attack via the ground. And a couple yards upfield. And they have a couple of running backs in, and we'll take a look at the starting lineup in Tyler Staley, who had that one, and Lucas Kaufman.
And I think in years past, we've seen Blue Mountain be more explosive offensively. They've put points up on the board recently, but for the most part, they've been in tight games. They've been relying on that defense to win games for them. They're going to have to do the same thing.
Well, Staley with a 4-yard pickup. He emphasizes the Lee in his last name, not just Staley, Staley. So you have that, Matt. And he comes to the near side.
Number 25, Staley, once again on the carry.
For Lehighton's defense tonight, they need to stay gap sound, stay in their gaps, take care of their responsibilities, and it's the front seven. If those front seven can be active, getting in the gaps, shutting down that running game, force Strauss to go to the air, the secondary for Lehighton has the ability to make plays.
Yeah, you always got to watch out for number 11 out there, Engage Gears as well. 3rd down and 5 from the 38, and they'll go out to Gears. Gears gets a block in front, or did he? He just got past Grozier, and he goes down the sideline, still on his feet, inside the 10, down to about the 5-yard line.
And they're going to bring this back to the 21. They say he stepped out. And as we were just saying it, Gears, they get the ball to him right away. Again, nothing more than like a long handoff. Swick out in front, number 5, making a key block for him, and he just turned on the speed. He was around that corner in a second.
So Blue Mountain gets the first down of the night. The ball sits at the 21. Less than 2 minutes in. And they will continue to, again, those are the yards you always talk about. You get 3-4 yards early on in the game, you know, you're going to continue to attack that way and know it. And Staley right now has done that for them.
He has. Staley's following this offensive line, and here we get a look at the defensive line. Those front 7, they're going to be very active tonight and have to get in and make plays. And you're seeing when Blue Mountain gets that good first down, positive play, it brings up a lot of things they can do second down.
From the 17, and they'll come near side and trying to take that upfield, and actually gets great yards afterwards is Lucas Kaufman. So Kaufman, 8th reception of the season.
And initially, not a lot of room there. Kaiden Hauser comes in from his cornerback spot and hits him in the backfield, but he just keeps driving his legs and picks up about 2-3 yards.
Oh, manageable situation here on a 3rd down and 2. Brady Strauss, your quarterback, and he will go on the ground and straight through the middle for the touchdown. 13 yards is Lucas Kaufman.
And coming into this game, Lucas Kaufman has been more of a receiving threat out of the backfield. They've been using him more now in the running game. You get a good look at him coming downhill right away, running a little bit of an option where Strauss and Staley will take it out to the wide side. But credit Kaufman, the offensive line, getting in the end zone quickly.
Extra point is up and good. That's Aiden Grace. Aiden Grace, of course, obviously had a great basketball season when he woke up all of Schuylkill County with a shot. Everybody knows that name as well. Right now, 7-0 at the 9:03 mark. Matt, interesting when we look at these games. You said you're Lehighton now. All right, that's away from you. You restart here. Easier said than done, or no?
Well, talking to Coach McCarroll, these are the things that have plagued them this year. Being able to turn that page, that's where they've struggled. They haven't been able to necessarily do that. Put those setbacks behind them. It's still early in this game. They need to be able to figure out a way mentally to put it behind them so they can just move forward and continue to battle for the next 39 minutes.
This one will be fielded right at the 10-yard line. And on the carry on the return is Jacob Ferguson. We bring in the defense because we didn't get a chance to see it before, but we knew that it started with a defensive interception.
And the one thing Coach McCarroll had mentioned about this Blue Mountain defense that he was concerned with was the speed, the way they attack, they fly after the ball. He was concerned with, can his guys match that speed? He feels they can be physical, but can they match the speed of the Blue Mountain defense?
Looks like this flag's going to be on Lehighton. It is. So our first flag of the night, moving back 5 yards. And Lehighton checking in at 2 and 4. Blue Mountain at 5 and 1. First down and 10 and 15, from the 24. Nowhere to go.
Where that speed is going to play its way out is going to be with the linebackers. Can the offensive linemen get onto the linebackers and sustain blocks?
That was Lucas Crozier. Crozier came in with 87 carries for 433 and 3 touchdowns. He's averaging 5 yards, but right now it's a second down and long. From the 24, approaching the 8-minute mark, 7-0 Blue Mountain leads. Looking to throw, that one's in traffic. Had to go back and get that one. Those are the dangerous ones because there's a guy just sitting out there waiting.
And Joe Roth is one of the guys he needs to get the ball to early in this game. He's their leading receiver, averaging 14.4 yards per catch. A big receiver for Lehighton. Throwing it in a tight window. He had it there just a little bit behind him on that play.
And just like that, it's third down and 15 for Jace Lawrence. Lawrence will have 2 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. Now in motion to the far side. You see the pressure coming towards Lawrence. He goes far side and tosses in that direction and incomplete. Had 2 receivers there, and that just bounced off the receiver.
We have another flag on the play. And there are 2 receivers in the area. Keidenhausen was one.
I think it was Caden Meek. Didn't see what the call was. I don't know if they made it yet.
An eligible man downfield.
All right, so just like that, it'll be 4th down. And coming in is Blake Roberts. And here comes the pressure. They almost blocked that one. Gears waits for it. And he'll field it and get himself about 7-8 yards. He wasn't afraid to field that one. That just popped right up in his hands.
And I think he wanted to field it based on the fact he thought it hit Cole Swick.
Yep.
He thought it may have hit off his foot, so he had to save that.
Yeah, we saw it up here.
Yes.
We actually thought it may have grazed him or not. Glad you could join us here. Our D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Al DeCarlo, Matt Van Show. Anna Howland has done a tremendous job for us from Lehighton. And a bunch of student reporters out tonight as we continue to get new students from different schools. We always love that part as we assess them. On the handoff, the kick out to Tyler Staley.
Official on the far side has been very busy tonight.
So that's 3 flags, I believe, in 4 plays.
Yes. Maybe 5. No, 3 and 4.
I'll bring this one back right around 47. Oh, well, excuse me. So the 44. First down and long, 2 receivers for Blue Mountain. Pump and go, and has a receiver in traffic, incomplete. Was looking up top in the direction of Cole Swick.
And as we said his name earlier on the offensive side, Lucas Crozier was back there, and he was in position to make a play if Swick tried to come down with that.
I'm looking at the right guard for Lehighton. Parker Rogers, 6'3", 310. He's only a freshman. I mean, you can. He came out of that, and I'm like, wow, he towers over everybody. And Blue Mountain usually, bigger type school. Well, I thought maybe there was some movement there. They'll come right back, and they'll pass this one near side to Staley, and he gets popped right on the play.
Heidenhauser that time makes the tackle at the line of scrimmage and brings him down. This is a good defensive stand right now for Lehighton. A penalty aside, still being very aggressive and taking care of what they need to.
Yeah, I think, talking to Coach McCarroll, he said, that our line has to do something here. Our line has to be productive. So 3rd down and 22 from the 44. Gears motion to the near side. They got 2 receivers up top. Looking to throw middle part of the field. That one incomplete. And waiting for that one, hopefully to pop into his hands, was Caden Meek.
And I think Caden Meek didn't think that was going to get through Renninger's hands. He was coming up to make the tackle, and then when he saw the ball, it was too late. It was already on top of him, just not able to react quick enough.
Cool to see, by the way, coach for Pottsville for a number of years, Tom McGoey, who played at Lehigh University. He's the offensive coordinator at Blue Mountain, so nice to see him on the sidelines. So we talked about this before. As more positivity goes towards Lehighton, that helps them. And that was a great stop for them. They'll get a huge roll here. This one will go all the way inside. It's funny because they fielded at the 7 or the 8-yard line, but you know how that football rolls.
Absolutely.
You wait one more second, that's popping.
He might have missed it. It could have gone to the inside of the field, into the end zone. I think that was a wise decision picking up the ball there.
Agreed.
But you have to be careful if you're Lehighton right now. You haven't shown the ability yet to sustain a running game. And you have to work on it being backed up on your own goal line.
Yep. Ball sits at the 9. They did their job on defense. 7-0 your score if you're just joining us. First play of the game. Jace Lawrence was intercepted by Cole Swick at the Lehighton 43. A couple plays later, Lucas Kaufman went in from 13 yards. They added the extra point, and that's where they stand here. Here, 1st down and 10 at the 9. I'm going to try to get some running space if they can, and nothing there. I mean, absolutely, all white jerseys coming in and never a chance to move upfield was Lucas Crozier. And Crozier only a sophomore, but it's had a pretty good year so far to this point.
For Blue Mountain, their interior line, the 3 defensive linemen for them are eating up the blocks, allowing their linebackers to be free and be able to make those plays on that running game.
Coach McCarroll said he's got a lot of confidence, as Jace Lawrence sees the field. This is a tough situation on where you're at because the pressure is coming. He throws this one, and that one incomplete.
And it's just off the mark a little bit. I mean, he's finding open receivers. Every pass right now has been to an open receiver, just not getting it on the spot.
So 5:54 on the clock, opening quarter. 3rd down and 10. The ball sits at the 9. And I think, Coach McCarroll wants to establish that running game if he can. Maybe not the best place to do it, but, and take, control of the game that way. But right now, they're in a tough situation. 3rd down and 10. Everyone knows they're throwing the football, gets pumped, and gets taken down at about the 1-yard line. Again, a swarm of players coming in, including Dylan Foose.
And the one who misses the sack, but he's the one who causes the initial pressure, number 33, Reese Miller. He was one that Coach McCarroll talked highly about. He said number 33 is all over the field from his linebacker spot. And just really another one in a long line of very good linebackers at Blue Mountain.
And punting out of your own end zone is Blake Roberts. Short field, picked up there by Gears. Gears didn't see anything inside. He goes outside. Gears inside the 10-5 and will ghost in for the touchdown.
And that was a tackle that Lehighton would ill afford to miss. You had a guy in position. All you have to do is continue to keep contained. They let Gears get around him. Coming in from the far side, you just need to keep him contained. So inside, blocked in with your other return guys are your other kick team guys, but he lets them get outside of them, and Gears shows that speed again, getting around and turning upfield.
So 30 yards on the return. You look at Blue Mountain, they had a punt on that last one, but they knew if they push them back, their defense was the biggest concern for McCarroll, and you saw it there. Grace with the extra point. That one is up and good, and with 5:09 left here in quarter number 1, it's 14-0 in favor of Blue Mountain. So Blue Mountain has not, both of their touchdowns have been quick once they had, gotten the ball. They're not even on a possession on the punt, and the other one after an INT a couple plays later by Lucas Kaufman.
And this goes to what Coach Gallagher had mentioned to us. He felt each day in each week their team has been getting better. They've been gelling together. They've been solid as a core. But they had a hiccup, I say hiccup, against Northwestern, but who hasn't had a hiccup against Northwestern? Right? So they had a hiccup against Northwestern. He felt, that was indicative of, okay, this is the type of team we are. We can compete with them, but we can't make the mistakes that we made. And I think that's been their focus the last few weeks, just cleaning up, constantly focus on themselves getting better.
So 14-0 your score, 5:09 on the clock. Hoover has it on the tee. And this will be fielded right at the 15-yard line. This will be the best possession of the night, even though they get popped there at the 30-yard line coming through. And again, on the carry was Jacob Ferguson. And we get to this position. You don't want to build yourself a big deficit. You got great field position here to start, Matt. You want to come away with some points here.
You do, but you want to also find those areas that you weren't successful on in the first 2 drives. First one, okay, you really can't count. That was one play, one tip ball, interception. But can you get that offensive line solidified and be able to get some running room for your running backs?
Now they try to do it there as they hand the ball off to Crozier, and Crozier gets a couple.
And we have another flag on the play.
You mentioned earlier Northwestern, who hasn't had a hiccup against them. Eli Zimmerman broke Brett Snyder's record in a game. I think it went for 276 versus 260-ish or whatever. I know the game's early in New Tripoli. Well, Eli Zimmerman elusive already and went for a plus 60 on a touchdown. And that game's a couple minutes in.
And he's not a big running back either. He's just elusive, runs with great vision, runs with great balance.
So 1st and 20, as we talk about avoiding the penalties to start things off. Going to throw. Has a receiver in one-on-one coverage, and actually offense became defense there as Caden Meek had to really become the defender and knock that one out. Could have been intercepted.
And while he does that, as you said, he nearly comes up with the reception too.
Yeah, and he got dinged up.
It looks like his hands, when he came down on his hands, they were kind of intertwined with the Blue Mountain defender. But as you said, he becomes a defense and nearly comes up with the reception as well.
Yeah, it looks like it was his left hand, so hopefully that's okay. 2nd down and 20. Ball sits at the 21. Lawrence. Here comes the pressure. Lawrence. Well, they read that one from the start. He never had a chance. Matt, he never had a chance at all. Reese Miller, you mentioned one of the guys in there.
And it's just a matter of bringing a blitz to the short side of the formation where they didn't have enough guys to block. They're bringing 4 guys over 2. You just don't have enough to block that. And Gears, number 13, the younger brother of Gage Gears, he blitzes because his guy goes in motion.
Right. Try to get some running room. And they'll move this up across the 15 up towards the 17-yard line. At least gives them some manageable to punt the ball away. But again, started around the 30.
And I would think if you're really looking at this, if you can control where you're punting, I'm not punting into Gage Gears. However, do you really want to put the ball in Staley's hand?
Yeah, exactly. This one, straight up. And actually, you'll get a positive roll for Blue Mountain. And they will get the ball at the 40-yard line, another short field for them.
And so far tonight, Blue Mountain has been relying on their defense and special teams. Those two have been putting them in good positions, playing on a short field. And as an offensive coordinator, as you said, McGoey, he has to be ecstatic about that.
No question. So they start from the 40. Last possession. Actually, on a punt return, went from 30. Strauss will throw. He rolls and now throws middle part of the field, and he'll connect on the pass pay to Brad Renninger, and Renninger will fire up field to get inside the 20-yard line.
Brad Renninger is their second leading receiver. He's the tight end coming from the bottom part of your screen, just dragging across the middle of the defense. Linebackers get pulled up on the play action. They're a little late getting back, and Renninger finds that area right behind them.
Just like that, the ball is down to the 20-yard line. First down and 10. Strauss, as they will go on the ground. Again, coming into the game, your rushing leaders, Staley with 587 and 7 touchdowns. Reese Miller, 176. And Brady Foose with 148. Combined, those three running backs with 11 touchdowns.
Which is very impressive.
Second down and 7 from the 17-yard line. Staley. Oh, what an opening. And Staley just made it happen by himself. 17 yards for the touchdown. Impressive.
It's the offensive line. While Blue Mountain standards, I think they've had bigger offensive lines in the past, this group as a unit has really come together and are sustaining some key blocks. 59 kicking out the defensive end, and then everybody else getting a push down the field. They're not really having to come off on the second-level players because they're driving the first-level players into their laps.
Extra point up and good. Don't look now, but it's already 21-0 in favor of Blue Mountain, and Lehighton in much need of something. We're only in the first quarter here.
You're right. They are in the need of something to go their way. And if they can get Jace Lawrence to connect on a couple passes, Joe Roth, get the ball to him, get the ball out to Caden Meek, Blake Roberts at tight end, Logan Kent. I think if they can get some of that pressure, right now that Blue Mountain defense is just pinning their ears back. They're coming after them. But if they could get some completions down the field, maybe get them to pull back a little bit, that'll open up some running lanes, open up some more passing lanes.
2:07 on the clock, 21-0 is your score. If you're just joining us, first play of the game, Lawrence was intercepted by Cole Swick. Lucas Kaufman then went in 13 yards for a touchdown. Gage Gears returned a punt 30 yards for a touchdown. And moments ago, Tyler Staley went 17 yards on the run. 21-0. And the best field position Lehighton has had has been right at the 30-yard line, but they took a couple penalties. And they, next thing you know, they were punting from their own 9 or so. And right now, again, you're up across the 30, right in that range. Do you try to establish the run again here?
I think you try to throw the ball a little bit more. At some point, you're going to have to try to pull that defense back. You can't let them just rush at you all night long, because that's making a very long night and difficult job for the offensive line.
So they'll start on the 32. Lawrence goes with 2 receivers to the near side, 1 up top. First guy in immediately on the tackle was Reese Miller. I think you're going to hear his name a lot tonight.
And he comes in unblocked, but he's from the backside too. So they're pulling the other way, and he just gets in the hip of the puller and just follows him down to the tackle, to the ball carrier.
So only a pickup of a yard and a half or so. Second down and 8. Move 3 receivers to the near side. And a quick toss. And they will get the first big play of the night as they pop that one into the hands of Joe Roth.
And Joe Roth met Gage Gears in the secondary. They collided head on, and neither one of them wanted to give way, but I believe Gage Gears won that battle. And then, as you said earlier, Reese Miller comes in to clean that up.
Yeah. Won the battle, but at the same time, you're Lehighton. That's your first really positive of the night. You mentioned before they were just missing on those pass plays. See if they can get it going here. Fake the handoff, now go through the middle. That interior part has not been there at all.
There's not much, you're right. But if you can get 3 yards, that's better than what was happening prior where you weren't getting any yards.
Second down and 7, inside a minute to play. Coming near side, gets it to Roth. Roth tries to break it upfield. He gets probably to midfield. And he gets taken down by Hunter Blankenhorn.
I believe that play was meant for Roth to go more to the inside, but that speed of Blue Mountain's defense closed down so quickly, he felt he had nowhere to go.
Lehighton does not have to run a play here. Don't think they will run a play, to be honest with you. So 3 touchdowns in the first quarter by Blue Mountain. They lead by a score of 21-0 over Lehighton. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
Many people have remarked about the sideliner medical tents, and that's something that you often won't find at the secondary school level.
It felt like a little bit more like a collegiate or a professional atmosphere with things like HIPAA and making sure that there's privacy for our student athletes when they're being treated. I think it adds an extra layer of that so that our kids can be seen and evaluated without the entire community looking on. And ultimately, if it's something that has to be addressed, it's done privately.
It also provides an opportunity for us to send the message to the community that we're going above and beyond, for our partners in Bethlehem Area School District.
We are back. 1 in the books. 21-0 is your score. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho. A big 3rd down and 5 here for Lehighton. The ball sits right at midfield at the 50. Lawrence, here comes the pressure. And he gets it to Crozier. Crozier goes upfield, and he'll get the first down and move the chains inside the 45.
That's a nice call by Lehighton, knowing at that situation, Blue Mountain's probably going to bring a lot of pressure. They're probably going to bring a lot of those linebackers, so you run a screen right behind them. And Crozier looked like he was going to be stopped short of the first down, but makes a nice cut back to the inside and picks up the first down.
So 1st down and 10 at the 43, just underway here in quarter number 2. And, wow, I'll tell you what, I've said it maybe 3-4 times already. Trying to go straight through the middle is not working. Crozier's slow coming up, but 26, Lucas Kaufman just had him right there.
You have to credit Brad Renninger, number 9, at the defensive line. You have to credit number 1, the linebacker, defensive end, Jaden Blankenhorn, and Dylan Foose, 59, the nose guard. They're allowing these linebackers to run free. They're holding on and engaging these blocks, and they're not letting them get off.
Ball sits now at the 47 after the loss. First down markers inside the 35-yard line. Thinking one way, now pumping, and it'll come near sideline. That's in trouble traffic. And is this picked off? It is not. They say out of bounds.
Needed about one more yard.
Yeah, Wyatt Barnes came up with it, but just out of bounds. It was closer than a lot of people think, though.
Yeah, we get another look at it. It's going to be on the bottom part of your screen. You're right. Looking for number 7, Kent. And you can see just that 1 foot comes down out of bounds.
Back to third down and long for Lawrence. He's got Crozier in the backfield, 2 receivers up top. Now one in motion coming to the near side. That's Logan Kent. I was going to say, just every time he thinks he has enough time, and all of a sudden that closes real quick.
It does, and I like the fact that what Blue Mountain's doing is they're keeping a linebacker spying on Lawrence, and whenever he steps up and goes to one side, that linebacker's just flying right to him.
So a couple of sacks. Brings in Blake Roberts. High snap. He gets this one off, and we'll get a fair catch right around the 25-yard line. So 9:55 at the clock, 21-0 is your score. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life disability and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today. So aside of one possession, I think it was one punt from Blue Mountain, they've scored every other time they touched the ball. And they will try to attack on the ground, and powering forward for some yards is Tyler Staley. Tonight's game brought to you by Digital Scoreboards, your leader in video scoreboard displays. Keep your eye on the game and the score with Digital Scoreboards, where every moment matters. Let's light up Friday night football. Second down and a long 2. Strauss going to throw. Middle part of the field. He'll get the first down as he connects into the hands of Blankenhorn. And Blankenhorn breaks through and gets a couple extra yards. Ball gets loose, but they say he was down. And just like that, inside Lehighton territory.
I think Coach McCarroll is arguing that there was a lineman downfield. This is an RPO, so you have the run blocking of the offensive lineman. And they're downfield blocking at least 5 yards. So you can see why Coach McCarroll was upset on that play.
So the ball now at the 47. 8:43 on the clock here in the second quarter. I was going to say 3 or 4 yards. How about 6, 7, or 8 yards on another carry by Staley?
And coming in, Staley's averaging 6.1 yards per game, so he's right around that same average. And before that previous pass play, I was going to mention, have to think Blue Mountain's just going to continue to run the ball because they're having so much success behind their offensive line.
Second down and 3. The ball sits right on the 40-yard line. And he'll pitch this one back. And just a burst of speed, getting the first down and more, just fighting through everyone and battling through is Reese Miller.
And you see Reese Miller runs the ball the same way he plays defense and linebacker, just physically.
Knocking people over, bouncing off defenders. Tonight's game brought to you by Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Back to number 33, not going down. Not a surprise.
He's fighting every inch he can. You see Miller comes in for 2 plays to give Staley a break, and then Staley comes back in.
Reese Miller, 6'1", 205. He looks bigger than that in uniform. 2nd down and 9. Ball sits at the 25. It's been all Blue Mountain, quiet crowd here at Lehighton for this matchup. Looking to throw. Middle part of the field, and yes, will connect. So he tried to go through 2 defenders and found the right spacing, and will put it right into the hands of Brad Renninger, you said, one of his favorite targets.
And as you said, just he waited and was patient, letting Renninger come across that formation and then finding him in between 2 defenders.
We've seen that Blue Mountain running attack working really well. They go through the air. That's working well. And just like that, the ball sits at the 12-yard line for Brady Strauss. On the ground, Staley. And Staley will get inside the 5 and close to another first down. If you're a student from any District 11 school interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream. Get close to the action. Be part of our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director. Reach out to myself or Dave at d11sports.com. Clock down to 5:30 and counting. A 2nd down and short. Ball sits at the 3-yard line. So Kaufman and Staley in the backfield. Actually, there's a couple of more. And Staley. And he just walks into the end zone for 3 yards. So the 2nd touchdown of the game for Staley.
I think one of the things to look at with this offensive line, the center, right guard, right tackle for Blue Mountain, they're all sophomores. And then the left guard's a junior. So 4/5 of their offensive line is going to be around for a whole nother year. So you look at that, and then you look at the skill players. Brady Strauss is around another year. There's a younger Gears coming back. And I know we're getting way ahead of ourselves.
But we're allowed to do that.
But winning and the way they play at such a young age is just very impressive.
28-0, 5:09 on the clock. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Right now, 28-0 is your score. And Matt, we have a score from out there that people may be interested in. And that involves a team that Blue Mountain's going to face and a team that Blue Mountain faced.
Yeah, one of them is Southern Lehigh, and the other is Tamaqua. Tamaqua having a fantastic year atop their district classification, losing right now to Southern Lehigh in the first quarter, 19-0.
This one fielded at the 29-yard line. And we'll bring out that Lehighton offense one more time. And Matt, this becomes crucial because you're looking at the 5:05 mark. And the last thing you want to do is, A, give up the ball, and B, get that mercy rule in effect. Obviously, don't start till the third quarter, but you don't want that intact as your team goes into the locker room. You want to go into the locker room with some positive thoughts.
Absolutely. And you had some success throwing the ball. You were able to kind of pull the defense back a little bit. I think that's something you still work on, but you have to also figure out a way to get that running game going a little bit more and get some blockers on these linebackers.
Ball on the 33, low snap, and nowhere to go. And just like that, it's a second down here for Lehighton.
And for Lehighton, they've been playing a lot of offense in that long situation, second and long, third and long, past the 10-yard stick. So they have to figure out when they get into halftime, how can we be more successful on first down?
So a loss of a yard, second down and 11 from the 32-yard line. This is trouble, got written all over it. Yep, right into the hands of Wyatt Barnes. Right when you saw it, that defender was just going with the football, and Barnes gets the INT with 4:22 on the clock.
I know how much you want to get the ball to your playmaker in Roth, but in that situation, you have to talk to Jace Lawrence about getting out of that play, because you have Chase Gears and Barnes bracketing Roth on the short side of the field. So it already puts you a man-down situation. You just have to see that. And as Coach said, him seeing the field, he has to bring that another way.
So the offense will come out with 4:22 on the clock. And they're going to go on the air. And there's a flag thrown. Incomplete. Thought the ball was in there. It just got smacked across by the defender.
And I believe we're going to get a holding call against Blue Mountain. One of those young offensive linemen I was just talking about just grabbed the defender and just kind of threw him down to the ground in front of him. The last time Lehighton's defense was able to back up Blue Mountain with a penalty, they were able to force them to punt. So it'll be interesting to see if they can do the same thing here and get themselves better field position.
Faked one way and just wide open with Staley. And he will fire up and get all that yard back. And get it right back across the 30-yard line.
And I know he's upset with himself because he took a bad cut off the inside foot and wasn't able to get some plant, but he wanted to come back to the Lehighton sideline, and there was a lot of room for him to go.
So second down and 9 from the 32. And they put that on the ground, and they'll give that to Gears. Gears, far side. Gears has some speed, and Gears going to race this one all the way down to the end zone. 68 yards for the touchdown. Wow.
And as you said, just a lot of speed. And if I'm not mistaken, he's not the one on their team that was the sprint champion.
Nope. That was, now you made me think. Hold on. I think that was Swick, I believe. Not positive, though. But he's obviously, he could be on the team if he's not on the team.
He should be. Unless he's playing baseball, he should be part of the 4x1 relay team.
And now you're going to make me look that up. And that one is up and good, and it's 35-0. And that comes at the 3:22 mark. So they gave up the ball, Matt, on the interception at the 4:22 mark. A minute later, 68 yards by Gage Gears.
And he's very impressive. I mean, he is their leading receiver. Obviously, he's been doing it he's been starting for Blue Mountain for a few years now. So it's not like this is his first year. He's been doing this a lot. But now I think it's a matter of, in the past, they've relied so much on the running game. Now there's a lot more balance. As we said coming into the game, Coach Gallagher wanted more balance offensively. So consciously spending more time running the ball and throwing the ball, mixing them up you have a guy like Gears, you have a guy like Swick, then you get the ball to Renninger, who also, he's their second leading receiver. These guys have caught 12 touchdowns this year. And this time, Gage Gears gets a rushing touchdown.
And so we feel at the 25-yard line. That's Logan Kent, but nowhere else to go from there.
Number 7, Logan Kent on the kick return, brought down by number 22, Brody Foose.
Again, we're in the same position as we were a few minutes ago. You'd like it to kind of see if you can punch one in here.
And if you're Coach McCarroll, where do you go to look? Do you go to look back at the running game? Do you look to try to get some motion, get the defense moving, and then throw the ball back against the motion, trying to get them off balance? But here's another look to the short side of the field. You have Chase Gears and Cole Swick. There's not much room there to throw the ball.
And Blue Mountain will call a timeout. Timeout is brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. So glad you could join us here at Lehighton. A number of different games. And by the way, obviously we have fans listening into the game. We thank them because Blue Mountain just texted us. Gears is on the 4x100 relay.
I would expect he has to be.
Thanks to Doug Morgan and everybody there.
If he can get us some more information, who makes up the rest of that 4x1 team? Because I think that's some team everybody needs to pay attention to come this spring in the 4x1 relay.
Yeah, they're definitely good. I cover those track and field championships, but I thought I was in the other 4x1, and I think I got smoked. Looking to throw back foot, and will connect. This will be short of that first down, and the clock will continue to roll, but nice reception made on the far side by Caden Meek.
And we'll see if Coach McCarroll continues to make this effort of getting Lawrence to roll out to one side, getting him out of that pocket, because when he sits in that pocket, that pressure from the linebacker positions is coming at a lot of speed. So can you get outside that pocket, give him a little bit more freedom, a little bit more leeway to see down the field?
A big play here, 3rd down and 3. And they're going to throw that one, and this one is going to be a conversion into the hands of Logan Kent, who had to go up and get that one.
And you have to be careful on this. Again, this is another one of those RPOs. If you're not fast enough in the backfield, you're going to get caught with a lineman down the field. And Lehighton was close on that one with number 52 down the field blocking in Joey Hauser.
So the ball at the 42, the clock at 1:52. And trying to go on the ground to Jacob Ferguson, and nothing there.
And he doesn't come up with the tackle, but number 1 for Blue Mountain was in the backfield, Jaden Blankenhorn.
So timeout at 1:35. Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. Right now it's all Blue Mountain. And Lehighton trying to get a drive together, see if they can punch something in. But how Blue Mountain's looking at it is, hey, we got one more timeout. We're going to take it if we have to get the ball back if we can. Again, Lehighton scoring on the first play of the game via an interception. Well, they had the INT, and a couple plays later, then went in. Here, a big play. Crowd knows it as well. 2nd down and 11 from the 41. And Matt, like you always say, you don't have to get it all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And they will think about this one as Lehighton takes their first timeout.
You have to think based on formation, there was something they didn't like how the defense aligned to that.
Timeout brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. If you're a student from any District 11 school interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11sports.com. Follow your dream, get close to the action, take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to myself or Dave at D11sports.com. Lehighton, over the years, we've had a number of students come through here. Casey Wallace, one of them. Obviously, Anna Hallen right now. We've had 4 or 5 come through the program from Lehighton, and we love seeing new students each and every time. Ryan Cofield did a tremendous job for us and still does. He's at Villanova, but he pops down during the basketball season, and he helps out during the playoffs. So again, got both these schools involved in our program. Great to see. This one incomplete. He's going to want that one back. It's flying right across was Joe Roth.
And with all the crossing that was taking in place in the middle, Roth was able to get separation from his defender. It was just a matter of, Jace Lawrence, I think, saw it and was so excited he wanted to get the ball to him. He had a lot of time. He could have taken it and just delivered a nice pass to him.
All right, Matt. You ready? I got an answer for you.
All right.
Who's the first two?
Gears and Swick.
Well, why not another Gears?
I would say Chase. Looking at Chase, I think he has to be on there.
And Ty Blankenhorn.
And I believe Ty Blankenhorn, one of triplets on the team.
No, twins.
Twins and then a younger brother. Is that right?
Not related.
Not related.
I believe that's what I got.
Oh, this is close.
This is really, really close.
Oh, I think he's just a yard short.
Matt, what are you doing here?
I think you go for it.
I mean, he's looking for a better spot for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, it looked like maybe it was going to be a little closer.
I mean, he had to get to the 48. And we'll see where he. We can't quite see where he. It looks like he goes out at the 49.
All right.
Now the question is, do you run the ball?
Well, we'll find out.
Is this the first Jace Miller run?
They push it up forward and nowhere to go, and they tried to put it on the ground, and Crozier goes down. They don't get it. They try to just fly right through the middle, and they didn't get it.
I thought that was going to be a perfect time to reintroduce Jace Lawrence back into the running game.
Opted not, and the ball sits at the 49-yard line.
So defensively, you have to come up with a play on this drive. You can't afford to give up any more points.
Everybody's been talking about Blue Mountain. I know, the week 2, when they took care of Southern Lehigh, they woke up a lot of people. Now going to throw this one. Looked like he was going deep there for a second and then ended up throwing it real short into the hands of Chase Gears.
And Chase Gears, a sophomore.
Yep. What are you going to talk about
brother
size?
6'4", 185 pounds. Just a nice size receiver for Blue Mountain.
No doubt. So a pickup of 8. Watch Cole Swick. He's up top. I'm not saying they're going to go that way, but, he's looking in that direction. They'll try to get the yards. This is going to be short as he puts it in the hands of Gage Gears.
And that was a nice play by Logan Kent. He's playing zone. He comes off the man that was passing through his zone, finds Gears, and just closes in and makes a secured tackle.
So they will take their final timeout, brought to you by Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. Matt, I ask you this. I mean, you're winning by 35. The ball's sitting, where is it, the 43. I'm guessing you're taking 2 chances here, correct?
I think you're absolutely going for it. I don't think you're punting the ball away. And at this point, I don't think it's necessarily you're trying to rub it in still with your first unit, you're in the first half still. And one of the scores wasn't even an offensive score. So you really haven't had your offense on the field a whole lot. You want to get reps because, again, you're out to get better.
All right, looking to throw. Puts that one in the air, and that's got to be flag? No? Okay, no flag. He was looking in the direction
That's
of
interesting.
Renninger. But look like he got tackled on the play.
Well, we'll just go incomplete.
So 4th down and 2.
If you're Coach Gallagher and Coach McGoey on the Blue Mountain sideline, you have a lot of options here on 4th and 2.
Now, the option they get is the guy that has been doing a good job with it, and that's Tyler Staley. And Staley will get the first down. Again, the clock will stop here for a second on the change. They have no timeouts left, and the clock's down to 49 seconds. So stop the clock with 43 seconds left.
I would have to say Winston's a busy man right now.
Yes, he is.
Busy man tweeting. Up 28-0. Easton is over Northampton right now in the second quarter.
So 43 seconds left, a 35-0 game. Strauss is going to throw. Middle part of the field in traffic, and he was looking for Gears. Just a little bit high, and there's a flag thrown at the end of that play. I think there was some verbiage going on there.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look. We see the end of this play.
It's going to be interesting. He came up. He did give him contact, but he didn't lay into him. But I think they're going to get him for a personal foul.
Yeah, fans here at Lehighton not liking that one.
Not at all. And you have to assume they weren't going to like it anyway.
Right. Well, 38 seconds. Lehighton really trying, if you can, get a positive out of this. A stop. At least they go in the locker room down 35-0, but it's a stop while they're driving here. But easier said than done. Strauss on the ground. Now rolls. Here comes a flag. And that one is incomplete. So the clock will stop.
Now, what's interesting here, Al, Lehighton has the option, even though it's an incomplete pass, they have the option to have the clock start on the ready for play, not the snap of the ball.
The ball sits. They put it down now. .32 seconds on the clock. Going for this one. That one knocked away. Great job defensively by Logan Kent. So 26 seconds left.
And I think we're just going to continue to see Blue Mountain take strikes down the field. I mean, you still can throw the ball to the middle of the field. You have enough time to reline up, snap the ball, and spike it. You're out of timeouts.
So second down and 20 is the longest minute we've had in a while. They're going to throw near side. They're going to get Gears. Gears is going to try and change direction. and just flies through the defense, and will get down to the 20-yard line. Again, they have to get right up and probably, I can say they can't really spike it. They're going to have to go for it here.
I think you have to call a play.
Well, actually, they get
bailed
out here because there's an injured Lehighton player. And that will actually stop the clock with 13 seconds left. So 35-0 is your score. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including the athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. Didn't get a number on the player that's down. And they're still attending to that player. Next week we will go to J. Bernie Crum Stadium in Allentown. Speaking of this 4A classification, Central Catholic, they will host Parkland. Matt, when we look at the classifications that we were talking about, interesting that the 3A classification only gets 4 teams. Mm-hmm. Someone out of those really good teams are going to be the odd team out.
Absolutely. I mean, Northwestern's at the top. Then you have Tamaqua, who's losing to Southern Lehigh right now tonight. Notre Dame is in 3rd, and then North Schuylkill in 4th. And then you round up with Saucon Valley. It looks like it was Caden Hauser.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Kaiden Hauser.
Kaiden.
And then you have Saucon Valley and Salisbury on the outside of that looking in. Saucon Valley right there, really close behind North Schuylkill.
They're going to throw this one. And connects.
And listen, that's 6'4" going up and making a play. And you have to give credit to Strauss. He finds that mismatch. There's a height mismatch between Gears and Kent. He throws the ball up, and Gears does everything he's supposed to do as a receiver. He goes up, high points the ball, and takes it away from the defender.
So Brady Strauss to Chase Gears. 21 yards on the touchdown. And it's 42-0. That comes with 6 seconds left. And Matt, the injury kind of stopped the clock, or else it was going to be one of those, and that's just
they were going to have to rush into it, yes.
Well, real quiet crowd here at Lehighton as the score gets increased to 42-0. That last touchdown again, Brady Strauss to Chase Gears, 21 yards to make it 42-0. Hoover has it on the tee. And this one will be picked up at the 28-yard line. We'll get one snap of the ball and into the locker room. Matt, it's going to be a tough locker room.
Yes, it is. It's for Lehighton, you came in with expectations, and I'm not going to say those expectations were the win, but you wanted to compete. And they fell behind early, but then they did have that period of time where they were competing, they were moving the ball offensively. They've had moments, but they've also had a lot of moments where they shot themselves in the foot.
They'll go from the 33, and they will see if they can get something running. And a solid run will end the first half at 42-0. And we will wait. I believe Anna is somewhere down there. Trying to grab Coach if she can. So 42-0 is your score. We'll take you through the scoring as she gets situated. Lucas Kaufman, 13-yard touchdown, made it 7-0. Gage Gears, 30 yards on a punt return, made it 14-0. 17-yard touchdown run by Tyler Staley, made it 21-0. That was your score after one. Then a 3-yard touchdown run by Tyler Staley, made it 28-0. And right now we go to Anna Howland with Coach.
Hi, I'm Anna Howland here with Coach Gallagher of Blue Mountain. So the scoreboard shows that you guys have had a really dominating first quarter. What has helped your team achieve that?
I think our focus. Our kids came out, they executed nicely, and they did a great job playing together out there.
So Lehighton has had a decent amount of chances on offense. What has your defense done best to stop them tonight?
I think we've applied a lot of pressure, made it uncomfortable for the quarterback back there, and our secondary's done a very good job as well.
And then what are you going to tell your guys in the locker room to keep up this momentum in the second half?
Just stay focused. There's still time on the clock, and we want to come out, we want to play well, and we don't want to let anything up.
All right, thank you so much. Good luck in the second half. Back to you guys.
All right, Anna, thanks a lot. Continuing on the scoreboard, the 3-yard touchdown run by Tyler Staley made it 28-0. Then Chase Lawrence was intercepted by Wyatt Barnes, and Gage Gears goes 68 yards for the touchdown. That made it 35-0. And Brady Strauss just connected with Chase Gears, 21 yards. It's 42-0 at the half. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's is the Lehigh Valley's only locally based independent healthcare network, proudly serving our community for over 150 years. St. Luke's continues to be the only local healthcare system to be named the 100 Top Hospitals list, to have earned the most A grades for quality and safety from the Leapfrog Group, and to have received 5-star ratings from the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. St. Luke's, the proudly independent healthcare you trust.
Since its inception, the Temple St. Luke's School of Medicine has focused on cultivating local talent. Training medical students in the Lehigh Valley has significant long-term benefits for our region's healthcare. Our medical students learn here, stay here, and establish practices here, becoming a true community asset. Start here and train with the next generation of healthcare providers for our region. Learn more at sluhn.org/SOM.
We are back. 42-0 is your score in favor of Blue Mountain. It's been all Eagles in this one as they scored early and often right in the start of the game and right at the end of the first half. And right now, halftime, and we go down to the Blue Mountain area marching band.
Elephant wears as like a Shrek football.
Great performance by the Blue Mountain High School Marching Band. We were looking forward to Lehighton Marching Band as well.
Yes.
They always are dominating. They did it in the pregame, so we didn't get them tonight. Not homecoming this week, so a little bit different. But right now we are at the half. We'll take a break when we come back. We started the third quarter. It's 42-0. Eagles leading over the Indians. You're watching our D11Sports.com Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
We're here with the second annual camp. We're just giving back, teaching the kids the game.
Be able to just give back to the community, give back to the kids, the next generation, which is something I feel so passionately about. It's always great for me just to come out here and support any way I can. No matter where, giving back to the community is important to me. So the relationship that me and St. Luke's have is great.
Guys got it. We're 1-1.
Like, I'm really a big believer that God puts all position, and God gave me a platform, and should be able to work with St. Luke's and use our platform together to make change in our community, and that's what we are a good team can do.
Welcome to St. Luke's. St. Luke's is the largest hospital system in the Lehigh Valley, with 20,000 employees at multiple hospital campuses, all located throughout northeastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. Whether you're an experienced professional, an aspiring student, or a patient seeking care, you'll find your place here. Care doesn't just define your career at St. Luke's. Care is our culture.
St. Luke's Pediatrics is taking care of kids all over the Lehigh Valley and beyond. That's because we offer a full range of care, everything from the routine to the specialized. You'll find pediatric cardiology, neurology, general surgery, and much more. And all this amazing care is nearby. St. Luke's Pediatrics, caring for your future.
We are back, halftime, 42-0. We'll take a look at some highlights in the first half as both teams will make their way onto the field.
And a lot of these highlights we're going to see is Gage Gears and a lot of things he did. He showed some elusive speed around the edge, that time on a quick bubble screen early in the first quarter. That brought them down inside the 20-yard line. Once they got set up inside the 20-yard line, they went back to the running game, and they used Lucas Kaufman, who scores on a 13-yard touchdown run. As I previously said, Lucas Kaufman used out of the backfield more as a receiver, tonight being used as the offense. We get another look at Gage Gears here on the punt return. He goes 30 yards for the punt return, just breaks out to the right side, and it's his speed that gets him around the corner again and then into the end zone for the touchdown. The Blue Mountain defense is what has given Blue Mountain offense short fields all night long. You see a lot of pressure from Chase Gears, Reese Miller, Dylan Foose, Jaden Blackenhorn, Brad Renninger up front. And speaking of Brad Renninger, here he is running a drag route across the middle, and Strauss being patient, letting him clear through the linebackers, finds him in the seam, gets a big play down inside the 20, puts him in the red zone, and once he gets into the red zone, hands it off to Luke Staley. Tyler Staley, takes it 17 yards, and that put Blue Mountain up 21-0 early on in the first quarter. Coming back in the second quarter, Blue Mountain, this is probably the longest field position they had. They started off with a pass to Jaden Blankenhorn. I'm sorry, not Jaden Blankenhorn. Number 21, Hunter. Blankenhorn.
Yeah, you're all right. You had one of them.
Gets it down, and then they set up in the power backfield. They get Tyler Staley with the 3-yard touchdown run. At that point, that puts Blue Mountain up 28-0, running behind the offensive line. Lehighton tried to get something going late in the second quarter. And Jace Lawrence is looking for Joe Roth. It's just a bad decision throwing into double coverage. And number 4 for Blue Mountain, Wyatt Barnes, is the one that comes up with the interception. Blue Mountain wastes no time. They try to get going early, give the ball back to Gage Gears, get some good blocks out in front, and then he turns on the Jets down the far sideline and gets in the end zone for the 68-yard touchdown run. So Gage Gears at that point puts him up 35-0, and he has a
punt
return for a touchdown. He has a rushing touchdown, and he also has some big pass plays. Lehighton nearly comes back in the second quarter. They tried to get the ball. They tried to get the first down. They line back up for fourth down, but the Blue Mountain defense stuffs them. And then as the halves winding down, Blue Mountain trying to run the ball down the field. A flag gets thrown for unnecessary roughness on this hit. Comes from the far side. That puts Blue Mountain deep into Lehighton territory. And after an injury timeout, they find Chase Gears. Strauss finds Chase Gears on the top part of your screen. He goes up, makes the play on the ball, and he catches the touchdown to put them up 42-0.
And now back live. That ball goes out of bounds on the kickoff. Good job by Sean to get those highlights in. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. Our team offers the most comprehensive and advanced treatment for athletic injuries, including athletic training, sports performance for individuals and teams, chiropractic, sports psychology, sports nutrition, physical therapy, and more. St. Luke's provides sports medicine services at more than 60 schools and cares for almost 40,000 student-athletes in Pennsylvania and New Jersey. No matter your sport or position, we can train you to avoid injury and get you back on your feet and back in the game. The game is changing, and St. Luke's Sports Medicine is changing it. The mercy rule is into effect as we start the third quarter, so it should be a quick moving game from here for the most part. We say that sometimes, and then some things happen in the game, so we'll see what happens there.
For Blue Mountain, in at quarterback now is number 8, Cohen Kirby. He's a 6'2", 190-pound freshman.
Yeah, they keep coming here. And you're going to see patience here for Blue Mountain. Starters, for the most part, are out of the game, so we'll get some new faces and give them some airtime as well. That one straight up in the air, and the ball is loose. A chance here for Lehighton. That one is picked up, sparks up the crowd, and going in for the touchdown is Kaiden Hauser.
And Kaiden Hauser, I believe, was the one shaken up at the end of the first half. So glad to see him back out there. He picks up the errant snap, and the snap is high, but it looks like it goes off his hands to make it look a little bit worse. But Kaiden Hauser in the right spot at the right time, picks up the ball, runs it in for the touchdown to get Lehighton on the board tonight.
Well, you need a little spark. You get it right there. It's Austin Brooks. We'll attempt the extra point. And that one is up and good.
And it took 54 seconds into the second half to get a touchdown. It'd be interesting to know in the history.
It's never happened.
In the history, let me finish it.
4 times it's happened. It happened twice in District 1, one time in District 7, and one time in District 3. The years were 1999, 2007, 2014, and 2018. I know nothing.
I know.
I know what you're saying.
I was just going to let you finish.
Go ahead.
Has
That's pretty good,
anybody,
actually.
you were very convincing. Has anyone come back from the second half starting in a mercy rule?
To win
and it's not just a mercy rule. It was 42 points.
Correct.
So they're 7 more points behind.
I don't know what the answer is to that question.
And, if you're Coach Gallagher, you're in a position here where, okay, that didn't go well. We don't have our starters in. Is there a point where you do bring them back in?
This one will stay inbounds and field at the 18-yard line. And a burst of speed and flying down the sidelines. And knocked out at midfield. Well, we've called his name a bunch tonight, and that's Tyler Staley. So he's still in the game on the returns.
Well, it looks like they're keeping their special teams in.
Yep. And they got a short field again. The ball sits at midfield. Digital Scoreboard is a proud sponsor of Lehigh Valley High School's Friday Night Football. As a leader in video scoreboard displays, we're here to light up your Friday night, proudly serving Lehigh Valley District 11, where every score and play shines bright. So they'll take over at the 49 with a 42-7 lead. They'll go to the far side on the pass play across to Cole Lunkenbill. His first grab of the night. The11sports.com thanks Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton, for his sponsorship of the Game of the Week. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301, Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley, Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Second down and 6 from the 47. High snap once again. And I don't know how he came out of that, but did. That was Francesco Russo, a 5'10", 180-pound sophomore.
There wasn't much room in the middle. And he went in there, and it just looked like it collapsed around him, and then he came out the other side.
So the ball down to 39. Josh Hoover lines up to the near side. And Cohen Kirby is your quarterback. And they will keep it on the ground, and they are getting a burst of speed. That time it's Carter Smith. You know, you're going like 80 miles an hour through that line. You get through it, I think you're off to the races.
And it's always been the last few plays, it's one tackle away, one tackle away.
So second down and 4, the ball sits at the 33. They'll line up 2 receivers to the near side, including Lunkenbill. Looking to throw, and that one knocked away. Good job defensively by Lehighton, by Preston DeGrazia.
And you're saying these Blankenhorns, only 2 of them are brothers.
Yes. Ty and Hunter. I'm sorry. Jaden and Ty, not Hunter.
And all 3 of them are the same size, and they're all seniors.
Yeah. So that's why, unless I heard it wrong, but that's what I believe I was told. I could forget, you know. On the carry, not much there. They'll bring up a 4th down.
And I think if you're Blue Mountain, I think you go for it.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you that question.
And I think if you're on their side of the 50, you go for it. Now, if you're backed up, that's a different story. But with where they're at, you're not going to get much out of a punt anyway.
Right. And you're giving a chance for these younger guys and opportunity to see if they can keep this good drive going. 4th down and 5 from the 34-yard line. High snap again, but he still has a chance. See if he can throw this one away. He decides to tuck it and just see if something happens. Great job there by Lehighton. So Lehighton will get the football back. And they'll get it at the 41-yard line. So clock will start rolling here at 6:43. A swarm of white jerseys flying on the ball. Ball may have gotten loose underneath there.
You're right.
Sure.
It was a swarm. It's just as fast as the first unit that was in there.
Cheerleaders keeping the crowd into it. They always do a good job looking to throw. And will connect for the first down. Nice throw there by Lawrence.
And you can see they're still just slightly off the mark. That ball a little bit low. With the remaining part of their schedule, and looking at that, they have Tamaqua next week. They travel to North Schuylkill, and then they finish up with Jim Thorpe. So 3 very challenging games. They're going to have to get this offensive pass game solidified, and they're going to have to get Jace Lawrence running the ball a little bit more.
And he gets a good throw there. And, Matt, as you talk about it, 8 teams get in. They're in right now.
They're in right now at 7.
But when you look at it, Banger and Wilson, I mean, they need to really move on up there. They have enough of a lead that Banger will have to get some big wins here coming up.
Correct. And I think, you're looking at that.
And they play North Schuylkill tonight. I haven't got a score on that one yet.
So you figure if you're Lehighton, you're looking at.
You're going to get it.
We have to get 1 win.
Right.
I think we have to get 1 win and we're in.
Ferguson, the senior on the carry. Take a look. No, we won't take a look.
A lot of action. They have Kent coming in motion, fake the ball to Kent, then bring it back to Ferguson. He has to hurdle his offensive lineman, who's on the ground, and then picks up the yardage on first down, 9 yards.
That one sent to the far side. And a nice spark here for Lehighton. Again, unless something absolutely dramatic happens, we don't know if it's ever happened. You're not going to come back from a 42-0 deficit, with the mercy rule in effect. But what it does, though, it gives you a little confidence and gives you a little boost. You didn't score last week. You scored 3. You scored a field goal. So, you got your touchdown on the scoreboard defensively. You'd like to get a touchdown offensively if you can.
And looking back at the schedule, you're looking at they haven't scored what seems to be an offensive touchdown since September 20th.
Yeah, so it's been a while. Flushed out, looking. He has someone on the sideline. He skips it towards him.
Lawrence's pass intended for number 7, Kent.
And you can see how Lawrence is able to use his feet to buy him extra time, but he just hasn't yet tucked it under to run and pick up yards with his legs.
3:03 on the clock, 42-7 is your score. Lawrence will go on the ground once again. And that's Austin Green.
And Austin Green does a nice job putting his hand down to keep his balance to gain some extra yardage when he started to lose his footing.
They go trips near side. Ball sits at the 18. Lawrence going to throw. And he will, looks like he'll move the chains for the first down as he'll put this into the hands of Logan Kent.
You said this is about building some confidence heading into next week and the weeks or past that. But I would say for the offensive line, this is important to gel, to bring some more continuity to your group. And it doesn't matter who you're playing against. It's just a matter of you're on the line and you're fighting for every inch that you can.
And you said it a number of times tonight. He's been just off Lawrence. He's been out a couple games, whatever, and just a little bit off. And if anything, you want to get that, flow back into the game a little bit.
I think if you can get him back in the flow and trust his feet a little bit more, you bring in a whole nother dynamic into this offense.
From the 7, Lawrence to throw, and that one knocked away and almost went in the hands of Josh Hoover.
He was looking for Roberts, number 14, his tight end, and he had one-on-one coverage, but just Hoover, not fooled, just stayed right there with him.
So now third down from the 7. Lawrence throws this one far corner, and they will say no. So bring up a fourth down. So this from the 7 and winding down the third quarter.
And can't get a first down, so you have to score.
Yep. Lawrence has room, throws it in traffic, and is that a touchdown?
That
Yes,
is
it
a touchdown,
All right,
yes.
touchdown. 7 yards. Couldn't tell there if it was or not. So 7-yard touchdown to Caden Meek. So Lawrence gets the touchdown, and it comes with 12 seconds left in the third quarter, and it makes it 42-14. When Anna was talking to Coach, he had mentioned, you want to just keep going even if he has different players onto it as well. Get your thoughts in a second. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today.
Once again, we're looking for a white 50-50 ticket number 464948.
With the new guys on the field, and what we've seen so far offensively is the game plan is the game plan. We're not changing it up. We're not doing anything different. We're going to, because we practice it all week. The first team practices, second team practices it. We're going to go out there and we're going to execute our game plan, and we're going to see how you guys match up in a tough situation.
And Matt, we're talking about games that are going on. We're talking about the 4A classification. You look at Blue Mountain right now. They get North Schuylkill next week. North Schuylkill is fighting for that 4th spot right now in that 3A classification. North Schuylkill is battling Bangor tonight, and you got to score.
North Schuylkill is winning right now 17-14 at halftime.
So if you're Bangor,
very close.
If you're Bangor right now, picking up a win like that, even though you're playing down,
that's huge.
You're still getting points there, and that will put you in position to maybe move
possibly
up the chart
jump up
here.
to number 8, and if you move up to number 8 in that classification, you're bumping out possibly Jim Thorpe, and they are in striking distance of doing that.
On the handoff, far side, that's Brody Foose, and Foose down the sideline. There is a flag.
And that ends the third quarter.
So the quarter comes to an end. We'll listen in afterwards. We'll find out what the play is. But through 3, 1 to go. It's 42-14. You're watching our D11sports.com Game of the Week, presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
St. Luke's knows that trust is the foundation of all relationships. It's earned over time. It's the type of relationship you should have with your healthcare team. While our healthcare needs are different, one thing is constant. St. Luke's is focused on building a lasting relationship with you, earning your trust and putting your well-being first. When it comes to great healthcare, trust is essential. St. Luke's, the care you trust, now more than ever. At St. Luke's Orthopedic Care, you can trust us with your hands, feet, shoulders, hips, and knees. Because healthy bones and joints mean you can do more. You can trust us to recommend the right approach to care, including joint-sparing treatments and therapies. And when surgery is the only choice, we offer options to help you heal faster, including technology-assisted joint replacements and muscle-sparing hip surgery. St. Luke's, the orthopedic care you trust, now more than ever.
3 in the books, 1 to play. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho, Anna Halling. Matt, your thoughts through 3?
As we're seeing, Blue Mountain put themselves in a position where they don't need to bring their starters back in. They've been playing their backups the entire second half. and they're having some success, but Lehighton's also building some confidence in the second half. They had the scoop score for a touchdown by Kaiden Hauser. Then they have the Caden Meek, Jace Lawrence, the Caden Meek reception for a touchdown. So building that confidence and knowing that we can do some things, we can build on these things, and continue to move forward. Are they going to win the game? Probably not. We're not going to see them probably come back from the mercy rule. But I think, as Coach said, they need to figure out some ways to build confidence in that we can win these closer games when those times come.
Yep. Brady Fruce, by the way, on the last carry, he's 5'11", 175-pound freshman. And we take it in week after week after week after week. When you get your second-tier players, and then after that, you give them that much time to develop and get varsity experience. That just helps you down the road so much.
Absolutely. And looking at their schedule, this is the fourth game, this is the third in a row where they've been able to do this.
Well, this one they're going to put right on the button there to Lunkenbill. Lunkenbill got loose, and Lunkenbill's going to go for the touchdown. Holy Toledo, 74 yards.
Cohen Kirby, a nice pass, puts it right on the money for Luckenbill. And as a freshman, he might not be on that 4x1 relay team now, but I think in the future he has a spot because he showed a burst of speed down the near sideline. Yes, he breaks out of that one tackle and then is able to run away from Green the rest of the way for the touchdown.
So freshman to freshman, 74 yards. I'm sure they've done that before.
I'm sure they have.
Cole Lunkenbill. That's in the fourth quarter. Extra point is up and good. That comes at the 10:39 mark. Makes it 49-14. Support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301 in Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Tonight's game brought to you by Digital Scoreboards, your local leader in video scoreboard displays. Keep your eye on the game and the score with Digital Scoreboards, where every moment matters. Let's light up Friday night football. If you're a student from any District 11 school interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out D11Sports.com. Follow your dream, get close to the action, take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to myself or Dave at D11Sports.com. Anna Halling, a senior, has done a great job for us since she's joined D11 Sports, even part of the St. Luke's Awards. She did all the interviews back in June. And a solid run back is Peyton McLean. McLean is sophomore at 5'8", 175 pounds. Again, you heard the crowd there. You know, when you start seeing younger guys in there, those fans are waiting. Let him get. Is he getting in?
They are. Just an update. North Schuylkill now leading Bangor 32-14.
Okay, that changed.
So 7 minutes left in the third quarter. So North Schuylkill, after the halftime, comes out in a very big way to start the second half.
So Blue Mountain will call a timeout. Timeout brought to you by Matheson, your gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com. Al DiCarlo, Matt Avancho. Now, what is this, week number, 7?
I believe week 7, yeah, that's right.
7?
Yes.
Next week, we will be at J. Bernie Crum Stadium on a Saturday night for Parkland and Central Catholic.
Saturday night in October and J. Bernie Crum. That's perfect atmosphere for football.
Well, earlier we said that Easton was running away against the K-Kids, but that has changed quickly. It's now 28-14.
And Northampton has the ability, I believe, to compete with them. It's just a matter of they haven't had the opportunity and haven't had to week in and week out compete with teams like Easton, right? Being that they were playing in the North in the past. So it's going to be a slight learning experience for them.
Second down and 4 from the 48-yard line. That one smacked away. Quarterback in there is Jake Lusakanish. He's a freshman.
And being that Lusakanish, 5'5", freshman, he's going to have to figure out a way to get around the defensive line, around the offensive lineman, so he can get the ball out to his receivers when they're asking him to stay in the pocket.
So, Matt, the question of the night, and I talked to, I believe, 4, maybe 5 coaches today. I'll tell you after this play. This goes far side. Completion is made to Cash White. It brings up a 4th down. The question of the night was, hey, you have an undefeated team right now in Tamaqua at 6-0. They're playing a 1-loss team in Southern Lehigh. What's going to happen there? And answer is made right now. It's in the 4th quarter. It's 43-7 Southern Lehigh.
In Southern Lehigh, other than that loss to Blue Mountain, right? They lost to Blue Mountain. I think that shocked them, and I think shocked a few other people, not the people on the far sideline.
Correct.
I don't think they were shocked.
No, actually, by talking to them, they thought the league could have been even more.
Correct. But I think that kind of woke them up a little bit in that, hey, we need to fight week in and week out. We can't take any week for granted. And we heard the same thing from Coach Gallagher after their game against Northwestern. They realized we can't take things for granted. We have to fight and battle every single minute of every single week.
From the 45, and nowhere to go. Peyton McLean, the sophomore, trying to burst up the middle.
And you're just waiting for one of these young guys to get that opening and just take off with it.
On the ground again. Interior line. Nothing there.
When you look at it, how successful the defensive line has been for Blue Mountain tonight, how successful the linebackers have been for Blue Mountain tonight, you have to not only give credit to the players, you have to give credit to the coaching staff. And having them put in the game plan for the week that has put your guys in spots to be successful and then allowed them to go out and be successful.
Yeah, there's a pass completion to the hands of Cash White. So right now, if you're watching Jack Lusakanish, he's getting in a little rhythm.
And I'd like to see Coach McCarroll allow Lusakanish to take a deep shot. Let him get one up there to one of his receivers and see if he can push the field vertically.
So 4th down and 1. You say that, but maybe you have to convert it on the 4th down first. And they will try to, and punching forward, that extra effort by Peyton Kincaid. Does he have enough?
I think he's going to be short.
Nope, you're correct. So they won't get it, and they'll change the possession.
And the Eagles defense holds. Where we turnover on down, first down, Eagles football. From the 36-yard line.
So 3:55 on the clock, taking over at the 36-yard line. Little toss, far side, and picked up there by Carter Smith. And Smith showing some. Does it feel like everyone's fast tonight in this team, Blue Mountain?
It does seem like everybody's fast. And unfortunately, it just seems like everybody's holding on that side.
That one's coming back. First down marker, if you're wondering, is at the 46-yard line. Oh, wow, stoppage. I think they put the ball in the wrong location. Am I right?
Yes, I believe so.
All right, they'll get this corrected. And they'll reset that clock. And on the ground they go again.
The same play, that time Carter Smith not able to break the tackle of the Lehighton defense.
All right, so Matt, Blue Mountain schedule. We get North Schuylkill at home and then Pottsville at home. So two big teams at home. Both North Schuylkill winning tonight. So that almost becomes like a big playoff kind of game, right, with those two, for sure. And then Pottsville, obviously, we know, Blue Mountain Pottsville, that rivalry is always crazy. Pottsville losing tonight to Northwestern, and then they'll be on the road against Tamaqua.
And you say playoff atmosphere. Those remaining three games are all playoff atmosphere type games.
How about this burst of speed, and he is gone. Man, you look for a second, Brody Foose goes 68 yards. We've been saying that 68's been that magic number.
It has been. And another one, a freshman with a lot of speed. He gets some good blocking up front, then he sticks his foot in the ground, gets vertical up the field, and splits the deep defenders, and then uses his speed to outrun them to the goal line.
So luckily one last possession, assuming. Extra point. And that one is up, and that's good by Aiden Grace. And with 2:38 on the clock, it's no good. I say good. It was not good, excuse me. 55-14 is your score. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact their office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today. 2:38 on the clock. Also, shout out to Matheson, the gas professionals. Are you ready to fuel your career? Join our team and ignite your potential in the industrial gas industry. Check out our exciting career opportunities at mathesongas.com. That's MATHESON gas.com.
McLean for Lehighton gets another opportunity.
Oh, he almost broke that one.
Again, looking for that one little bit of daylight. Yeah, I think you're right. This is probably going to be the last series.
I thought we had a game tomorrow. Last week you didn't tell me until after the game. I thought we had 2.
You got all excited. I didn't want to.
Now I feel like the Giants. You get that long bye week, like a 10-day rest. This one trying to get through the middle, not much there at all. Baseball playoffs get underway tomorrow. Mets had a monster win.
Yeah, I saw that.
That was crazy.
Hey, at least there's some teams from New York that can win.
Well, the Yankees are going to go all the way. I'm excited about that. And I'm actually looking forward to the playoffs. I mean, Houston's out, which, it would have been nice if the Yankees would have taken them out themselves, but the damage was done beforehand. Phillies play the Mets, so that'll be a good matchup between those two teams. Philly fans feel real confident, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
So
we'll see.
And then there's football thrown in the mix, so Sunday becomes interesting as well.
I actually saw a post yesterday on social media. Last night started 55 straight days of football on television.
Yeah, my son showed me that. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I guess we're going to have Tuesday and Wednesday night college football
games, yes.
Crazy.
Get the MAC football on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. 49 to 42 games.
And we're not complaining, right?
No. But I told my wife, we need a break sometime.
Likely the last play of the game here. Taking the snap. Trying to go through the middle. Not much there at all. And that'll be enough to run down the clock unless they opt for one more play. See if they do or don't. I don't think they will.
No, it doesn't look like Coach McCarroll is going to send Lucicanich back in with a play.
So the clock will wind down. And this one's a final score of 55 to 14 in favor of Blue Mountain. Blue Mountain goes to 6-1 on the year. They will be joined by Southern Lehigh. He'll be going 6-1 on the year. That one not a final, but they're cruising along against Tamaqua. We'll take you through the scoring. I'm sure Coach is going to want to talk to his players. All right, we'll take you through the scoring here as Annie gets situated. First play of the game. Chase Lawrence was intercepted by Cole Swick at the Lehighton 43. A couple plays later, Lucas Kaufman goes 13 yards for a touchdown to make it 7-0. Gage Gears then took a 30-yard punt return to make it 14-0 in favor of Blue Mountain.
So just waiting for Anna to grab Coach Gallagher after he talks to his players. And as you look at the next part of the schedule for Blue Mountain, you look at them and you see, as we said, North Schuylkill, Pottsville, at Tamaqua. As Coach Gallagher said, they control their own destiny. They control where they end up, and they put themselves in that position. I have to think they're favored in all three of those games heading into those last 3 weeks, which will put them in a good position to be 1 or 2. Southern Lehigh right now being number 1. If they do get this win against Tamaqua, which it looks like it's going to be, they end up being number 2. Lehighton on the other side, they do have some big games coming up. They have Tamaqua coming in next week. They have to travel to North Schuylkill, and then they end up with a little battle with a close nearby rival in Jim Thorpe. As I said earlier, if they can get one, I think they stick in that 7th spot. And if they stick in that 7th spot, we see a rematch of this game just at Blue Mountain.
Correct.
And then you wonder, you always say, it's a challenge to beat a team twice in 1 year. It's always a challenge, and you have to wonder what's going to happen then. Lehighton has time to heal up a little bit more, get Jace Lawrence back to healthy, more of 100% in that game. And then Blue Mountain's coming off a stretch of 3 very physical games. So you never know how that Week 11 matches up for both Blue Mountain and Lehighton. But I think that's what we're going to see in Week 11. That's going to be a first-round matchup.
So 55-14 is your score. And Anna is getting the coach, I believe. She's got coach. And she's getting lined up. And we go down to Anna. I think she's got both.
Hi, I'm Anna Howland here with Blue Mountains head coach, Coach Gallagher. Talk a little bit about how you guys overcame Lehighton's offensive drives in the second half, but how you were still able to hold them.
Well, our young guys got an opportunity to play, and they practiced all week, so they knew what they were going to do, and they came out and they did a nice job.
And then going into the following weeks, what's something that you and your team are going to be motivated to accomplish?
We want to keep getting better, keep our focus, keep getting better, keep working hard, and then the rest will take care of itself.
And what was the biggest aspect of tonight's win?
I think coming in here against a good team on the road and playing the way that we played, I think that's huge. So we're going to be thankful for that, but then we're going to move on, keep getting better.
All right, thank you so much. I'm also here with the D11 player of the game, Gage Gears. So you and your quarterback seem to have a really good connection. Talk a little bit about how you guys have built that over the season.
Yeah, over the summer it was great. We had 2 guys fighting for the spot, so obviously a little competition there, but no, it's great. Over the season, obviously we've found each other. I've been getting open for him. He's been finding me open. I've been making the plays for the offense, and yeah, so the connection's just great. We love it.
The team chemistry as a whole seems really good. Can you talk about that a little bit as well?
Oh yeah, the senior class, me and all the other guys, we're big on leadership and big on trying to impact the younger guys, trying to bring them up. Obviously teaching, leading, it's our biggest thing. So yeah, our senior class, even our junior class, all big leaders, so it's helped us out with the momentum in the games and everything.
And what's one thing that you did well tonight to help win?
Lead. I feel like leading. I showed what I did on the field, but then off the field, in the locker room, everything, I was just helping out guys, leading, and just trying to be the biggest sport I can be for everybody.
And then one last question. Both of the energy on the field tonight with both marching bands, they're both really good. They give a nice touch to the game. Can you talk about that and how you enjoy that?
Yeah, we love Lehighton's band. Lehighton's band's awesome. Our band's incredible. We love them. It's loud. It's just insane. We love it. It can't get any better than this.
All right, thank you, and good luck with the rest of your season. Yeah. Back to you guys.
Great job.
Thank you.
We got questions about the band in there.
Yes.
We know the band, and she knows the band because she's from here, and the players know the band as well. We always like seeing the band and giving them credit. They're a huge part of Friday Night Football, as are the cheerleaders and everybody else in between.
Absolutely. And you have to speak a little bit about Gage Gears and how he answered those questions and what he spoke about. That leadership by the senior class, by the junior class, teaching the younger guys, that just doesn't happen. That's Coach Gallagher and his staff instilling those morals and those values in those young kids and teaching them to be better men for the future. And I think that's why Blue Mountain right now, under Coach Gallagher, has been successful year in and year out.
Yeah, they got a very good football team. Let's get that straight. It's going to be an interesting 4A classification, and they're going to be one of the teams right in the mix.
Absolutely.
And, that Sudden Lehigh team as well, after, the victory tonight, we know they're going to be in the mix as well. So we'll see what happens. Final score, once again, in this one, 55-14 for Sean Riley Sports Van Base Network, for Matt Avancho, for Anna Howland. For everyone here at D11sports.com. By the way, I had one job to do and bring our shirts tonight, and I forgot because Dave wasn't here. So we owe Gage Gears a player of the game shirt, and we will get that to him for sure.
You also owe Dave a big thing because when Dave's here, we have him.
Yes.
When Dave's here, we have him.
All right, that's true. All right, Dave, Mike, we needed
thank
you
you,
tonight.
Dave.
And thank you. All right, that'll do it for tonight. 55-14 is your final score. Mal DeCarlo saying so long. Have a great week.